Right, so hi everyone, that's hilarious, but it's very me. Fuck it, let's go, messy action. I was just deciding how I was going to start this first video, and it just decided to start recording. So I know that that's I'm saying that. Sorry, this is like 2 free day here, and it's I think it's only two. Yeah, it's 3 day here. So I was going to put it up in a messy bun, and it's just I've just decided this, but whatever. So yeah, so basically this is day one in the Fuck It Let's Go challenge. So both of you. Oh, both of you, not both of you. So I'll just keep going though. Because the reason why I'm going to keep going and I'm not going to record this again is because the whole premise of my Fuck It Let's Go challenge, which I've now ran, I think this is going to be the 7th time. The first few times I'd done it in a private Facebook group, and yeah, people absolutely loved it. Basically the whole point is about quantum leaping, quantum jumping. Sorry, I'm like I don't know where the camera is, but whatever, we're rolling it. It's the way I've put the phone. We're going to jump a timeline. We're going to quantum leap a timeline because that is my whole frequency, my whole energy. Whether it's to do with just my frequency in general or my astrology, I help you shift mindsets, ditch the limiting beliefs, and jump to that highest version of yourself, right? So whether you want to describe it in a galactic kind of starseed, galactic shaman kind of way, or like to do with ascension, or whether we describe it as like a life coach helping you bust through the glass ceilings, your limiting beliefs to reach your next goals, it really doesn't matter because the truth is I'm all of these things. I'm a transformational coach, I'm a therapist, and I'm a galactic shaman, as well as all these other things that I do. So I just weave it all together. So, and the thing is every time I've been guided to do this, what my guides have told me is it's part of the wider collective that I'm helping people jump to their highest timeline. It's just what's quite interesting about me, and some of you might notice this if you follow other people that you're like, oh, there's a bit of a similar energy, except that person's charging thousands of pounds to do it in a course, or thousands of pounds to do it. You know what I mean? It's you're not wrong. Like I have noticed it, and I'm like, oh, should I have been doing that? But the thing is, I've came in with my soul signature, and all I know is I'm one of the way showers that I am meant to do the majority of my stuff for free in public so that everyone's got access to it, so that there's no excuse. And there is an astrology about just now about victim mode, right? And it's kind of like because there's so much of this Pisces going on right now, especially with the Venus retrograde coming to the last degrees of the Venus retrograde in Pisces, it's like that is major victim mode, and it could be around the way you look, which I'm going to get to that. I feel that's going to be the theme. The way you look, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you can't lose. Wait a minute, I think that was my buzzer. I don't even think it was the buzzer, but whatever. So I'll soon find out if they do it again. So, yeah, like whether the way you look, and again, we don't call it weight loss around here. I have to remind myself when I get out of the habit of it. We call it weight release because when you lose something, you want to find it. Usually, we don't want to find the weight. We want to release it, and we want it to be gone. But unless, common sense, if you've got an eating disorder or something, or you've had that in the past and you need to put on weight, then this is not the one for you unless you want to choose you could choose a different focus. Like perhaps it's that you want to be eating better. Because again, if you have a type of eating disorder now, or if you had one in the past, it is to do with trauma. I'm sure we all know that. And I don't mind sharing, I've shared this loads, that like I hadn't realised that I had any kind of issues with that until I was doing more healing on myself, doing different healing modalities. Now this was years ago now, this was like 10 years ago now. I was like, oh, like I basically done a lot of work around the sacral chakra, and like basically I completely changed my relationship with food. So I'll put some of those reviews in the comments about how I helped other people do that. But I hadn't really known what I was going to do. Like sometimes I leave it free and open, and sometimes I use like a focus, a theme. And all the, not all, but a lot of the themes that people have been coming to me here and there, it has been things to do with like wanting to lose weight, or wanting to feel more confident, or just any type of insecurities around things like this, or like I said, just clearing trauma. Because for those of you who don't know, 441, I am a womb healer too. Like I clear trauma at the womb for people. And I'm always encouraging you to heal your own inner child, but I facilitate this energy that clears trauma at the womb very quickly as well. In some cases, in a lot of cases, And it creates space for miracles. So it's why when people have done my free challenges in the past, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube, like they've cleared like tons of debt and come into like thousands of pounds, or like, you know, cleared like, yeah, usually debt. And then like, I remember like people like just getting money out of nowhere, like just these things you sometimes see, like, you know, people be like, oh, I got this, like basically that's what I do. And this is why I say all the time, you know, I've got to remind myself, I've got to really value myself, and I'm in a point where I am, you know, like I've put up some of my prices again because they've been the same for like 4 years. um and so, you know, and full disclosure, whenever I do this, right, I'm going to be helping people for the next 5 days for free, like I do every day anyway. I always go over and above, but I'm going to be showing up with these videos. I want to keep quite brief. This one might be about 20 minutes because I'm explaining stuff. The rest will be 5 to 10, 15 minutes. Um, and and then I'm also going to go live at night, which I call Share with Claire. So basically, these are the prompt videos, right? This is for people who haven't done it, and because I know the rest of people know it. And then the ones I do it live, the lives I do at night are just to, you know, for any sort of questions that people have, or just to share how you're feeling. And the only thing I ask is, I ask that, you know, just go with a prompt on the day. Don't be tempted to jump ahead, because it always works if you stay with it. Now, again, like I said, I'll share the reviews in the comments later on in the week, or I'll probably put them. I'll probably start doing it from the start so you can see the results that people had. But people had like fear of being seen, that it was affecting them in their day-to-day life, confidence wise. People weren't loving themselves, weren't able to even put a picture of themselves up, let alone like have a video or go live or anything, for people that are, you know, wanting to do things like that on social media. But this can be for people that you've got no desire to go live or do a video or that. It's just good that you're able to be like, yeah, this is me, you know what I mean? And I love myself and I'm not being conceited. It's just, you know what I mean? It's like, because like I said, like, you know, and they're just highlighting that. Like I even said that when I put a video, no, not a video, when I put a photo up yesterday, when I noticed there was like an orb. Again, it's like I'm always like, practically it could be from the iPhone camera, but it doesn't look like it's an orb. And it was just, I know that I was talking about my nana. I literally had just said in that moment when my mum took the picture, I was like, oh, Nana's here. And then a wee robin landed and things. So, but the point is like, I still feel funny about that because I'm an Aries, so I'm really confident because I worked hard to be like that. But so it should prove to you that anybody can do it. Because although I'm really confident now, and I have been for years doing this, I was really shy. Like I'm, you know, very, very shy as a kid, very shy as a teenager, very shy as an early adult too. But now I show up every day. So I mean, I have to push through a lot to do this, but I still feel awkward about just putting a picture up just for, oh yeah, look, hi. And the thing is I wasn't joking. Like it's quite good if you can get over that in business, because people trust you more when they can see your face. But my thing is, you know, I'm already showing up all the time on the shorts and on the video and on the live. So, you know, I do put up a picture of myself when it's relevant to promoting, like, you know, oh, here's my service or something like that. But I follow some people that they do it like every day, like 3 times a day, because really you should, to, you know, to keep reminding people. So I might get in the flow of doing that more. But anyway, the point is, you know what I'm saying, make it work for you. But the point is, what works for me best is live stream. That's how I connect with people most, and obviously on the videos. But I would say live streams, that's what works for me. It's not the way it is for everyone. But what they want me to focus on is things to do with weight release, because that is the themes that I've been noticing the most with people. It's actually where I'm at myself too, and I'm really on it. I'm focused on my goals. I have been off coffee for 4 months. I've also had a period of 2 months where I didn't have sweets and sugar. Full disclosure, I went back on it again, having sugar and stuff. But I'm gonna come off it again as well. I'm extremely disciplined for my own goals. Again, I don't think I need to explain all the different ways that could be. I think it just shows for itself. But my clients know that. People that have worked me one to one, however often you like, know that I've got that Mars and Scorpio fierce kind of determination in the first house there to help people reach their goals too. And yeah, and like I said, I'm just noticing ones about people wanting to lose weight and release the weight. And also, like I said, I've had some success stories of late where people that we'd planted the seeds of belief, like, you know, several years ago, are seeing like the results coming about now. Because like I always say about the hypnotherapy, everybody's different. I'm one of the people that's like a slow burner, that, you know, all the work that you've been doing for years is then going to drop, and it's like it all happens overnight. But it's not. It's just, you know, it's how long it takes you to believe something. And like I said, for whatever reason, it can take me quite a bit to believe in something for myself. I can believe in it for other people. And, but I've turned a corner with that too, because amazing things are happening for me and it can happen for you. And that's what's happened for my client. And again, further down the line, when it's the right time, she's going to share about that herself. So we'll look forward to that probably around just after the summer. Yeah. So, and, so yeah, let's just not overcomplicate this. For day one, 1717 as I'm filming this, the star card, hoping healing. I always like to say, the rainbow on the horizon, the sun on the horizon, the rainbow bursting through the clouds after a storm. Just if you want to go along with this being about weight release, decide today what weight you want to be. Push aside all the things saying, oh, that's not possible, or I can't do it, or I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried this, that. You've not tried this before, unless you have done this before. But you haven't, because I haven't focused in on it being weight release. I wanted to. I don't think I ever got around to doing it for the challenge. If I did, I can't remember. But I think I done it on self-love. And it's kind of the same again, because basically if you are happy with your weight and you don't want it to do about weight release, you could stretch it to anything else in the terms of like beautifying yourself. So say you're not feeling very confident about something, then why don't you pick something, but pick a goal. The whole day about the first day the whole thing about the first day is because my tagline with this is fuck it, let's go, #messy action, right? Just do something. And that's why I didn't start this video game when the video started. I was like, before I overthink it and procrastinate, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do, or let's have a focus. That's where I'm at in my life. That's where a lot of my clients been attracting me are at. This is what we're going to do. I'm making the decision. We're focused on weight release. And again, I have to keep saying, if you are somebody that you need to be putting on weight, just change it that you want to be doing it that way. I'd probably say if you're in that, you'd probably be better working with me one-to-one, where I can help you and give you more support. So, but I'm going to assume that most people, it's because you want to lose a bit of weight, maybe the Christmas weight that's still hanging around or something, I don't know, but or whatever. And then the thing is as well that, like I said, full disclosure, like I will be putting out offers probably from like Wednesday, Thursday onwards. So I'm telling you now, there's no tricks in. I'm going to be giving a lot of value this week, and then I'm going to be putting out my offers. It's up to you whether these offers are aligning with what you need, but it'll be something along the lines of what I've already said. Those of you that might need a bit of extra hand-holding support with this, because I do, when I've worked with people with weight release before, it's usually over 4 sessions where we'll establish what your goals are. And then on the remaining 3 sessions, because everything I do is soul retrieval, we'll do the specific soul retrievals that are corresponding to whatever the trauma is. So it's kind of hard to explain, but it's something around that. And like I said, yeah, some people have had like instant results where they lose weight. People lose weight through watching my free stuff. And so, you know what I mean? Like I've known, because like they've said to me that it's like they've noticed when they've watched my shamanic journeys and they focus on things like that, they've had the results. And there'll be way more people that haven't even connected the dots, or they have and they just, haven't stopped to tell me, because probably excited about, I don't know, having a new lease of life. Because the thing is, actually do believe when we're carrying that extra weight, we're carrying a lot of trauma, you know what I mean? And it's when you're able to unpack the trauma, you'll find that just, because I know that for myself too. Like I know with some of the extra weight that I've been carrying, I know what it's linked to, right? And it's kind of like, it's a lot. Basically, it's a lot linked to do with the twin flame journey, and it's kind of like I truly do feel that some of this weight is only going to lift when when I actually am able to have a conversation with the other half of my soul. And on that note, let's head back in. But this is the thing, like, I don't get to decide when that happens. So I'm just doing all the bits and bobs that I can to practically kind of, to energetically and practically. But like I said, I really do feel once, like, I think something will lift, and I feel, I'll see my hard work, the rest of it, it'll feel like it's just happened overnight. But it's because sometimes this is that, it's a spiritual thing. So that's the other thing. Obviously, because if you're new around here, I'm a twin flame healer, I'm a twin flame shaman. Twin flame put in front of all the other bloody things that I am. I will obviously be talking about twin flames, divine femme, divine masculine. So if it's not your cup of tea, you might not want to hang around for this. But like I said, if you can also be patient about that, and you're not a twin flame and you want help releasing weight, it's a free video. Anyone can watch this. You're more than welcome to watch it. and you'll be carried in the wave of intention. All I would say is I was talking about this with the person that's helped me get my ideas together, get my shit together. I would very much, I might put a review that's like that in the comments actually. I would very much appreciate it if you utilise the things that we're going to be putting, things that basically things that are able to gather the feedback of your progress as the next 5 days, goes on, and beyond that, because it's always 3 weeks from when I do something. And I would be really, really grateful if some of you could do that. We'll gather the feedback, and like as always, it can go out anonymously, but it would just be really amazing just for me to track, because I'll be able to do stuff like this more often, depending on how this goes. And like I said, it's always a risk when I do this, because I'll pour out all this energy for free, and it's at the end of the week, like, people might not buy my stuff, but that's the risk that I take. But like I said before, when I said about I've identified other people that do similar to me. It's not exactly the same, but people that do similar. And it's no shade on them for charging. That's just the way they're going to do it. But it's kind of like, all I know is I'm meant to be putting this out there, because I'll get back in a different way from the people that are ready to work with me, ready to jump a timeline, and that can afford it. Because that's the truth. Like, because we, like, one of the things I could have made this about money too, right? I probably will another time when I do it. Like, maybe if I do it, if I run it again as soon as next month, Taurus season, I feel we'll see how this goes. We'll just see. But like I said, I was weighing up whether to do this in public or whether to do it on the second level of the membership. So I might choose to do that one on the second level of the membership. So I feel that's what I'm going to do. But this time, because I hadn't ran it for a couple of years, I felt it was best to put it for free. And I also do feel, like I said, it's because a lot of people are ready in their spiritual awakening to get out of the stuck place. And I don't want there to be a limit on people paying money, because basically, like I've said before, it's not always that people can't afford it. It's actually that people don't value it. Like, you know what I mean? And they don't, so they're like, oh yeah, that is what I need, but I'm not worth it, whether you're saying it to yourself like that or not. So at least if it's there and you're like, oh, well, I may as well try it, you know what I mean? And then it kind of tricks people into it in a nice way, you know what I mean? So anyway, don't know if I've explained that, but you'll get it if you get it. So that's it. We're just doing it. We're doing this thing. Like I said, I'm filming this on the Thursday, and this will be going out on Monday. Messy action. Just, if you're wanting to go along with it being about weight release, pick the weight you want to be, and that's all you need to do. I would also prompt you to get a photo of yourself at a weight that you like, whether you were the weight you've picked or not, it doesn't matter, but just find a photo of yourself where you felt really good about yourself, and put it somewhere you can see it every day. So, put it on your fridge, put it on your, or if it's on your phone, like your screensaver or something, just, or make a point to go and look at it, just as some kind of motivation. And if it's not weight release, then again, if it's something to do with confidence, pick something that you want, a limiting belief that you want to be gone. So identify a limiting belief. I feel this is connected for some people. So identify, because remember, I channel these when I do them too, specific to whoever's going to take part. Identify a limiting belief that you have about yourself. So this is going to be quite challenging, actually. And the thing is, this is not a coincidence, because Monday's a Scorpio moon. So I feel this is why, I've just realised that, I feel that's why the angel helping me tie my ideas together, it suggested an intake form. So I feel that's what we're going to do, right? If you want to do this, use the intake form, answer the questions. It's going to be me, and full disclosure, it's going to be her that's going to see it. So it's Lexi. Yeah, I'm like being all mysterious about it. Yeah, it's Lexi. It's me and Lexi that's going to see it, right? So we will have that information, but nobody else will be seeing that. And unless, when it comes to, like, the jump in the timelines, you know what I mean? If I was wanting to use anything that any of you said, sorry, I'm on the squeaky couch, then I would ask, can I share that? And so it would only be shared if you had given your permission. But Yeah, so just identify a limiting belief that you've got about yourself. Yeah, see what I mean? So that kind of means it doesn't need to be about weight loss, weight release. It could be that you don't feel good about yourself for X, Y, and Z. We're going to identify what the limiting belief is, and then just leave it at that, because that's a really fucking massive. You know what I mean? That's a massive thing. So identify what the limiting belief is, whether it's connected to losing weight or not, releasing weight, and some kind of insecurity, you know, something like that. So it does feel like it is around self-love again. I think that's because that's my expertise, is helping people love themselves more, setting boundaries and all that, you know what I mean? Yes, and then what we'll do is tomorrow we'll do something to counteract it. So just that's all you need to do today. We're not going to overcomplicate it. In this deep, intense Scorpio moon, which we've just had directly after, because that means that yesterday, as you're watching this, was the full moon in Libra. That has brought things up to the subconscious. So it should already be in your subconscious what where you're out of balance, whether it's about weight or how you feel about yourself. That's in your subconscious. Use that pain to turn it into power, which is what I'm all around. We're alchemists around here. That's what I'm all about. It's helping people, and do the soul retrieval through empowering your inner child and all the different parts of you, and and we get stronger as we go on. So just use that pain that's highlighted with the full moon. Write something down. If you don't want to use the intake form, you don't need to. You can just write it down yourself, journal about it. But like I'm saying, I would really appreciate it if you were able to share with me, because it will encourage me to do things like this more often to help more people. Whereas, like I said, it's so much energy. And remember, I don't want to fall into victim mode myself, but I've had to really think about this carefully, because the full moon we've just had, that is in a very fragile part of my chart, my 12th house. So that is the subconscious too. So that's when I've really, really got to watch my energy. But I'm watching my energy. I've had the day off yesterday. Today's pretty much a day off too. And then, yeah. And so by the time you're watching this video, I'll be in my strength. But it's more the fact that when we're celebrating the timeline jump that we are going to do, it's my birthday on the Friday. So I did think about that, and it's fine. I've not got any big massive plans. I'm doing something nice with my mum tomorrow. I've done something nice with my mum yesterday. I'll see my best friend, sometime after my birthday. I'll see a couple of my other friends. I just said to one of my other best friends, I will catch up with her in May because we've got that much on. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like, so I would like, to basically spend my birthday with you guys. And then that means that I can just switch off after we do challenge on Friday night and just chill out, and we'll just so yeah. But like I said, I had to decide, I really want to do that because I'm not working, and so I wasn't going to work with clients on my birthday and the day before, but because I've decided to do this now, I'm just going to take off all sessions for this week. So I won't be doing individual sessions with people this week, unless I can think of one person that she's already in, but that's absolutely fine. I know that, and I won't be having any of her clients. So, but I will be back to work next week. But yeah, I think that's it. So, like I said, this is the fun about when I do this. I get inspired at the last minute on what it's going to be about. So, but yeah, you can ask me your questions and stuff tonight. So I'm gonna plan to be putting these videos out at 1:44 UK time, which is roughly about the morning for a lot of people in America. There are a lot of people that tune into me, and then the live stream will be 8 o'clock UK time. For tonight. Yeah, I was just trying to think whether I wanted it to be 8 or like maybe like 6:30 or something the other nights. Just tune in. Just tune in Monday. It'll be 8 o'clock Monday. And also, very interestingly, it's mediumship Monday again. So because it's on a bit like, so it'll be share with Claire, like, but it's mixed in with mediumship Monday. So this is what's really fascinating, is with your limit and beliefs and whatever you've identified, your loved ones in spirit are going to come in and help you with that. Now, don't worry, like, if you're dealing with things that are really heavy, like, they're not going to make me say anything that you'd be uncomfortable with. they'll do it in a disguised way. I'll talk about something else and you'll be like, oh shit, that's really about this. So, and what I'll do is I'm going to use my cards that are, I've got cards that are about things to do with intuitive eating and stuff. So I'll have some of them and I'll have some other ones that are around that theme of self-love, self-care. So, I'm really excited. This is what I mean. This was the right thing to pick because we've literally just come out of Venus retrograde too. So that's what I'm saying. Venus retrograde, whilst it's been transit in Pisces and Aries, and it's going to go back and direct into well, Pisces and then Aries again, it's giving you a whole new lease of life, a whole new perspective on yourself. And this is going to help you jump a timeline on that too. And like I said, when you want to go further, you want to go deeper, you can do that deeper work with me, but you can decide at the end of the week. And if you don't want to go any further, like I said, it's just good karma if you want to do an energy exchange. Like, again, that includes, again, open to receive as well, donations throughout any time of the week too. It's not a requirement, but it is good karma. And I appreciate it, and it helps go to the channel. It helps me help other people. Maybe if I see a bit of that happening with people too, I foresee I'm going to be doing a free giveaway of sorts. Like, I'll use that goal thing and we'll set it, and so we'll do some fun stuff like that too. So, like I said, this is going to be fun. It's a bit of an experiment for me to see, because I was very close to doing just putting this in the membership alone, and it would be there for people when they join the second level. But I felt it'd be better to do it for free. And the next time I run it, which might be as soon as, like I said, in a month, I'll put it exclusive to the membership or on Zoom. So think yourselves lucky that I'm doing it for free. But like I said, it's really to help our collective too. And it means that there's, some of you like this that are needing this too. And I know it's quite a lot of people from going by What a Pick on the Collective and client work. But anyway, I'll leave this at this because I already made it quite long, and I'll film video too. See you later. Right, so I'm gonna piece this on, and I'm gonna add this on the video you're watching, so that'll go straight from that to that. I've just thought of something. This is how far in advance I plan ahead. I've just found a voice note from 4 years ago, 2021, where I made a minute voice note about this challenge I'm going to do now in 2025. So just think about how crazy that is. But this is how time is an illusion. I want to add on to what I've already said. You're going to identify a limiting belief about how you feel about yourself. And again, could be directly linked to weight, because that was a download I was kind of getting. But the other thing that I'd had, that idea that I'd had ages ago that I hadn't remembered, was identify what your vice is. Like, meaning, if you're eating too much chocolate, you're getting too many takeaways. I've been all of these at some point. This is the thing. Some of you, some of you could do something stronger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I do break things off people, like attachments and stuff like that. If it's too much alcohol, if it's too many drugs, if it's too much, other stuff, then if it's an addiction to, anything that isn't good for you, you could identify that too. Okay. So that was just something I wanted to add on to this because it felt important. And also, I'm just noticing the correlation that has with some conversations I've been having. Because you think about it, like, look, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're divine feminine, divine masculine, whether you're not a twin flame at all, one of the biggest things that is an issue, which is what I was getting at, it's not actually the money, right? You could be telling yourself, it's your ego telling yourself that because you don't actually want to ask for help for someone. And I get it. Whether you're a man or a woman, I've seen it with everyone. I've come up against it myself too. I'm not there now, thank God. When I identify somebody that can help me with the blocks that I've got, I'm fucking there. I'll be, even if I have to work years to get the money to work, I'll do it. I've done it, I'm doing it. And that's the people that I attract to work with me too. It's worth it. But I'm doing it for the people that, whether you're a man or a woman, I'm doing it for it. But like I said, that takes a lot of putting my ego aside and, whatever words you want to call it, like resentment and stuff, because it's like, it means that potentially people that aren't sending me very good energy could benefit from this. That's fine. I can take it on the chin because I know that my abundance will come back and gratitude from the good people that watch me, because there's good in the people that are sending me not nice energy too. But that it's more for people that, like I said, it's you're not really valuing yourself. Therefore, this is the thing that's so sad. Some people just don't even value themselves enough to even like donate, you know, because that's really what donating's about. When you're tithing, it's like, you know, it feels good. The more you do it, it feels good. It gets quite addictive. You know, sometimes I'm going to be like, right, calm down, my generous sad moon. But like, I done it yesterday. I was watching a women's tarot reading. The whole thing like felt like it was totally personal. So I like flung her a fiver. You know, it's because that woman's like sat down and put all that energy out, and I know what that's like because I fucking am that woman. You know what I mean? And it really, it really touched me that much. And I do that every now and again when I'm guided to, because I know that it comes back at you. I don't do it because of that, but it does come back at you when you're grateful. So yeah, just wanted to add that on. If you want to, I think it would be helpful if you do pick what is the thing that you're finding hard to give up right now. What is overtaken? Could be work. You could be overworking. That one comes out a lot. I didn't, again, that makes sense though. I think let's shuffle these. Give me an example of what is blocking somebody. So these are based at like, you know, relationships, single and relationships. So what is because I'll use, these are hard hitting because it's a Scorpio moon. I think I will be using these either tonight on the live stream or tomorrow. I think it makes more sense tonight. Fuck it. I'm getting really excited about this. I'm going to use these cards. If people are up for it. Because let's see what you pick. And let's see if the card fits with what you pick. You don't need to say whether this is going to get deep, guys. It's a Scorpio moon on the night that I'm putting this out. So, well, I'm putting out in the day, but you know what I mean, the night we're talking. So, what's a block that someone is, or a few people are going to be being needy? Make friends and spend time by yourselves to take the pressure off your relationship. Codependency. So that we know that one comes up all the time. So if that would, you know, identifying that you feel like you always need to be around a certain person or a certain friend, or that you can't do anything about your partner, or, you know, too risky. You feel like it's not worth the risk, but opening your heart is worth taking a risk. Oh my God, wait a minute. That's literally what the whole challenge is about. So yeah, to help you get over your fear of taking a risk, putting yourself on the line, fixing them. Yeah, stop trying to fix someone. You can't fix someone. They have to want to change. Accept them or let them go. Wow, harsh. But again, that's true too. So I feel that could be about some karmic, romantic things you need to release. Family members aren't going to change. You've just got to, you've got to focus on you. People change when they, like that card says, they'll only change when they want to. Your twin flame in some cases, you've got to focus on you. And specifically with twin flames, you've got to focus on you if you're the divine feminine, male or female. And then they will catch up when they're meant to. 555 as I'm recording this, it won't be at your end. Yeah, but that can go for anyone. Friends too. You can't hold yourself back because a friend doesn't want to elevate in their life, especially if you're a twin flame. But that goes for everyone, right? Because this is open to everyone. Right, so I'm going to end it there because that'll already be over 30 minutes. But I just wanted to add that in. See you tomorrow for the next prompt. Well, actually, like I said, because this will go at the end, join us tonight, 8 o'clock UK time. Check when that is for you. Put your notification bell on. This is going to be fun. I'm going to use those cards. Like I said, there won't be a charge to do them. But it is good energy exchange if you can. But again, there's no kind of, you don't need to. It's more just I want people to focus on getting to your highest timeline. So see you later.